Hey, my beautiful loves. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm doing this movie review and I'm kind of not excited. I know it's a movie, but there's some movies like this. Well, I think this movie is Netflix worthy. Just a little things to do better on the video quality. It's amazing. The storyline. This movie was written by Bimbo Ademoye and it is titled Unexpected Places. Now you can see this movie on her channel. Go ahead and see it. If this is your first time hearing my voice on this channel, my name is Jonel. I do movie reviews, movie recommendations, and I vlog when I go out. Now this movie is about a very disrespectful boy. My god, see, Timini acted this movie too well. In fact, are you sure Timini is not like this in real life? Because he did so well. Now this boy was planning to go for his girlfriend's birthday party and he was going to miss a family function. Can you imagine? Like, he was like, you hold on, my girlfriend's birthday is today. And I said, oh, I'm waiting with this. But anyway, yeah, Timini, who acted as Chris in this movie, was just a serious drunk and smoker. Now, he was just all over the place, like living life, because of course his father had serious money and then he had this house help called Grace. I do not know why he was calling her Grace throughout the movie. He was supposed to be, this woman is old enough to be his mother, right? But anyway, yes, so this boy lost a lot of money because his dad was not in for spoiling him anymore. In fact, his allowances, everything was taken from him. He was living life recklessly, taking different girls to the house, just living life anyhow. In fact, he chases girls out of his house. It was that reckless and very disrespectful to people. So Grace fell sick. Even in that sickness, Chris made her to work. But at the point that he realized that she was very sick, he had to let her go. And then Grace was like, okay, I'm going to send my daughter. Now this boy had to resume work because his dad had promised never to let anything out of his pocket towards him again. So he had to resume work. And the very first day he resumed work, he was asking for his car back because the very day he went for his birthday party, his girlfriend's birthday party, the girlfriend, I think there was another man, but that girl did not even care that he was drunk. She left him. He drove and he broke, like his car got bad because he had an accident. Now Grace's daughter came to work, right? It's not like this guy had money. His dad was keeping money away from him, so he did not have money. Grace's daughter's name is Prosper. Prosper could not take all his bullshit. It was just too much. And she would call her mom. Ah, my goodness. I cannot take this anymore. This woman would say, oh, I need to keep this job after this sickness. Grace had appendicitis, which made her stay at home for like weeks, right? So one day, Prosper was coming out in the morning, and then one of those girls that he used to carelessly carry, that Chris used to carelessly carry, took his phone, took his perfumes and everything, and Prosper caught this girl. My goodness. Chris was like, is that not your job? Like, he was pissing this girl off. Now back to work, knowing that he had to please his dad. This guy was still doing anyhow, even at work. Like, his friend had to even advise him, Omo, please your dad now. This thing you're doing, you have to be able to get your life back, right? And yeah, he was working on that, right? So Chris and his friend came back home one day, and Chris's friend saw Prosper, and he liked her already, and he was like, ha, this girl fine sha. But Chris was like, what was that? Like, he always tells her, you are way beneath me, you know. So yeah, this boy comes home to ask for, see, he just comes to ask request, and he's not doing well. But anyway, he pitched an idea during meeting, and bam, his dad liked it. It was something very simple. So yeah, whenever he comes home, he behaves badly towards Prosper. In fact, he felt like Prosper's name was very stupid. Now he had to go back to his girlfriend because the visit he had to do to his dad told him, you have to be in a stable relationship before I'll give you back your car and everything you want. I don't know how this boy, he called one of his girlfriend that was the one that was going to celebrate a birthday. Why would he call that one? At least meet someone new. But anyway, he came back home. He tried asking Prosper, what's up? What do you think? Do you think I'm a wicked person? My dear, Prosper had to give him the peace of her mind. Like, you are selfish, you are this, you are that. It was at this point she knew she had fucked up, but she had to apologize. There was one thing Chris was doing to her. Every time she apologizes, he makes her apologize again. Like, I didn't hear that. Now, one thing that Chris did a lot of times was to faint and ask naughty questions. This girl made pepper soup for this guy, and the next thing you're asking her, oh, do you mean your mom used to be a mamalawo or something? It was just really naughty and childish and very funny. But yeah, he didn't show up to work for days, like 4 days, and then his dad had to go back to the house and caution him. Prosper was behind, watching what was going. She saw the whole back and forth going on with Chris and his dad, and she felt really bad. I don't know what gave her that inspiration to go inside his room and put his mom's picture. He was pissed off to his bones, like pissed off. Why are you changing my stuffs? And then she had to apologize, was trying to please him. She lit his Igbo for him. She was just doing a lot. Then she sat down, told him about her story, how she lost her dad in a fire because of her mistake, right? She shared her story, and she asked why he doesn't like the idea of keeping his mom's picture, and he wasn't even ready to share. So he now came up with the idea of the both of them dating, like fake dating. And then she was like, no, I won't date you. Like, the boy was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What? Anyway, they reached an agreement, and he was going to pay her 1 million naira. Yes, this boy did not have money at this point. He just wanted to get back his allowances. And yes, they shook hands, and she was really pissed. Like, what the hell? Yes, so his friend had to come because, of course, he's a fashionista. They had to check out what she was going to wear because he said she was looking ras. They had to check out what she was going to wear, and this boy was already loving what he was seeing. Like, Timini is a naughty boy. He's just really naughty. This movie is the bomb. Wallahi, I'm going to rate it a 9 over 10. But let me continue. Now, Prosper had to go home to Chris's parents, and immediately Chris's mom saw her. She fell in love with her. And guess what? See, it's not like they'll come and put you somewhere and you'll not have empty brain. You don't know what to say. Now, Prosper had read his father's book. That's Chris's father's book. So it made Chris's father really interested in the conversation. So she was prepared, like not just physically prepared. And then his dad was like, "Welcome to the family." And he had to go and drop her, but she had to drop by the roadside to change her clothes. Madam was already removing hair, removing this, removing that. Like, now, next thing, his dad was really, really happy with him because relationship started. He was bringing ideas and the rest. So his car was returned. He was really happy. Chris was happy. And his relationship got fixed back with his dad. Like, she was happy that, Prosper was happy that she was able to do this. Like, this is him making video calls with his dad. Like, she was just looking at them and she was really pleased that she could do something like that. Now, the worst happened, and this is really sad. Like, before, this guy had fainted once, right? He had fainted once. This was where their love story began. She had to stay over that day because most of his stuffs were returned to him, and then they had to drink. See, as soon as I saw this part, the way she was gulping the drink, I thought he was going to like take advantage of her and the rest, but no, there was a twist. She had to go back home that night where her mom was not really happy. Like, you've been coming back home very late these days. What has been going on? What's happening? Like, what's happening? Now, Chris's dad said Chris had to travel out of the country for a business course for 3 months and then come back and then they'll get married. That's him and Prosper. But he was trying to tell his dad, like, can we shift it a little bit? Let's shift it. So right here, she knew that she was going to be leaving because her mom was feeling fine already. Chris had fallen in love with her. Look, this Chris had said no falling in love during this, but he was the first person to fall in love. In fact, I don't know who was the first, but I think he was the first. She really loved him too. She was walking out, and next thing she heard a sound inside. This boy fainted for the second time in one movie. And then she had to call his dad, and then they took him to the hospital. Coming out, guys, he lied to her that he had an infection, which they're just going to go for a few visits to the hospital and he's going to be fine. But, he had liver issues. His dad was willing to give his liver. Like, take my liver, guys. But yeah, this was their first kiss, and they knew that this love was going to be special. His dad was at the hospital telling the doctor, "You take my liver." The case had gotten really serious, but he was still not telling his girlfriend because I think he was thinking she was going to be sad. But yeah, they go home and they were talking, not knowing that Mama Prosper was in the house, and she caught them in this kind of situation, and she was like, Prosper, you mean what? One thing I liked Timini for in this movie is that he tells the truth, and if he was going to lie, he tells something close to the truth. So he had to tell Prosper's mom that we're dating, and then he tried to convince her, But yeah, Chris was supposed to travel, and he hadn't told Prosper. This is friend. Wallahi, I know he's going to miss Chris. I am not trying to tell you what is going to end, how this movie is going to end yet. But yeah, as soon as I saw this part, I was like, Mama Prosper, Chris has spoiled your daughter. He did it. Yes. So they went to Chris's parents' house. Chris had to escort her upstairs to use the restroom. Why? You know you're not feeling well. Why are you doing up and down movement? Came back, he was trying to fall. He was almost falling down. So his mom and his dad were already talking about the trip. Prosper walked in. You're traveling and you're not telling me. So she got really pissed, trying to go out. Chris's mom followed up, brought her back. It was sad for her to hear that the condition was this worse. Like, she was just really sad. Like, they got to the hospital knowing that it had gotten worse. Prosper's mom was praying. See, it was just new conditions every day. And she had to tell him that recently, Seth, I've been feeling somehow in the morning like I want to puke. But he knew she was pregnant, and he knew that she was going through a lot. And then she had to just open up, like, what if you do not come back and all that. As soon as I saw her walking out of the hospital like this, I'm like, gosh, I just know this movie is going to end up really sad. And it did. This guy died. This guy died. And yes, they had a son together. Yeah, anyway, you can go to our channel and watch it and enjoy. But I really want to thank you for always watching my videos, for always clicking and watching. And yes, I hope to see you on my next review. Bye.